Hello friends, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss about this keyword in Java. So there can be a lot of uses of Java this keyword. In Java, this is a reference variables that refers to the current object. Okay. So so we are going to discuss six uses of this keyword. This can be used to refer current class instance variable. Okay. Then this can be used to invoke current class method implicitly. Okay. Then again this can be used to invoke current class constructor. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. This can be passed as an argument in the constructor call. This can be used to return the current class instance from the method. So these are six uses of this keyword. Okay, so let's understand the first uses of this keyword. This to refer current class instance variable. Okay, this keyword can be used to refer current class instance variable. Okay, so but why do we need to use this keyword to refer current class instance variable? Because sometimes what happens when there is an ambiguity between the instance variable and parameters of the method, then this keyword resolves the problem of ambiguity. So this keyword will identify the instance variable and you can easily assign the values of the parameter variables to that instance variable. But in case if local variables, that is the formal arguments and instance variables are different, the names are different. So there is no need of using this keyword. So in this scenario, in this case, you don't need to use this keyword. But it is better approach to use meaningful names for variables. Okay, so we use same name for instance variable and parameters in real time, and always use this keyword. So normally, for as a better practice of Java coding, the instance variable name and the local variable names will be same, and to distinguish in between those, the instance variable will be called with this keyword. So let's understand the problem if we don't have this keyword and when we have both local and instance variable names as same. So what I'll do, I'll just create one class. So we are going to discuss this keyword, so I'll just make the name as this keyword. Okay, and finish. Okay, so in that I'll just create some instance variable. Sorry, let's say roll number. Okay, then again I'll make another one, string name. Okay, so these two instance variable I have created. Now what I'll do, I'll just create one method to display the values of these uh, variables. I'll accept the values as a parameter only. So what we do, roll number the same, then string name. So if you observe now, the yes, set return type. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just try to do roll number is equals to roll number, then name is equals to name. Okay, and I'll just print out the things. So then roll number roll number is roll number. Okay, then another sys out, and name is so name. So it's simple program, and I'll write a main method to run it. Okay, that because I'm creating this main method inside the display method, that's why it is giving me an error. Okay, so I need to create it outside the display method, then it will not give me the error. So formatting is important, otherwise a small error will lead to problem. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'll just create one of the object. Let's say this keyword obj is equals to new this keyword. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to call the display method. So with the object I'll call the display method, and I need to give the roll number. So roll number is 11 and name I say Harshal Kakde. Okay, so and let's run the code now. So it's a simple program, right? We have not done anything complex here. Okay, so it is printing. Okay, so that because now it is printing this, but if you see, this is printed due to direct roll number. So if we change this method little bit, let's suppose, let me change the method. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll make it assign and just assign the values, and we'll let's make it display without parameters. Okay, so you're getting what we are doing. So to create the problem statement, we need two different methods, because the assignment should be in a other method and the display part should be in other method. Okay, so assign and let's say obj dot display. Okay, so now we will get to know the problem, this keyword. So if you see, now it is printing 0 and null, although you have already assigned this roll number 11 and name Harshal Kakade to this variables, instance variable, but it is not printing because um, the compiler is failing to identify the instance variable and local variable. So it is not getting where whom to assign this roll number value. Okay, this roll number value. So to overcome that, what we need to do, we just need to refer the instance variable. So you just need to do this dot roll number and this dot name. Now if you run the code again, see, it will start working. So now if you see, it is printing roll number as 11, name as Harshal Kakade. So that's it, guys. So this is the second usage of this keyword. So this to invoke current class method. So you may invoke the method of the current class by using this keyword. If you don't use this keyword, compiler automatically add this keyword while invoking the method. So if you remember, we have written in a bracket implicitly. So that implicitly refers to this. Even if you don't write the this dot method name, the compiler will add by default that this keyword. That's why we say that the class method will be invoked implicitly by this keyword. Okay, so let's change our method little bit to understand the this keyword for method. So what I'll do in this program, uh, I'll just remove the calling of display method through the object, and let's call the method directly in the assign method. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just call the display method. Okay, so and let's run the code. So it's working. So basically it is nothing but compiler implicitly adding this keyword to against the display method. You can write it explicitly as well like this, and you can run it, so it will give the same output. So that's the calling method with this keyword, and this will method will called implicitly basically. So no need to specify this keyword explicitly for this. Okay, the third usage of this keyword, this to invoke current class constructor. Okay, so the this constructor call can be used to invoke the current class constructor. It is used to reuse the constructor. So if you need to call a constructor of current class, you can use this keyword. Okay, in other words, it is used for constructor chaining. So if you have any need, like you need to call first one default constructor, then in the default constructor you need to call the one parameterized constructor, in that parameterized constructor you need to call another parameterized constructor. So if your need is like the you need some kind of chaining, so you can use this keyword for constructor chaining as well. So let's understand the uses of this keyword uh, for constructor. So let me create one default and one parameterized constructor first, and we will understand how this constructor can be used to call the constructor basically. So this is default constructor. So I'll just print some sysout statement, like this is default constructor. Constructor. Okay, and I'll create one let's say uh, parameterized constructor. Okay, so I'll just do one parameterized constructor, let's say string and the message. Okay, then, and in the same way I'll just print the message in the parameterized constructor. Okay, so now if you see, now we haven't and let's run the code. Okay, so let's run the keyword. So if you see what run first, default constructor will be loaded when the object is created. No need to call it explicitly. Okay, so because default object is created, there is no parameter, so default constructor is loaded. Now roll number 11 and the name. Okay, so now let's suppose I need to call this parameterized constructor. So what I'll do, I'll let me add a this here, this and the message, call the parameterized constructor. Okay, and let's see what happens now. Okay, yeah, so it should be. So you see, if you, this is again one thing we need to understand. This call constructor call must be the first statement in a constructor. So you cannot even write sysout before the constructor call. So you need to um, make it a first statement. Now let's run. So if you see, now it is printing call the parameterized constructor. So basically, you this is going to this constructor method, this parameterized constructor, passing on the message. This is the message and it is printing in. Then the default constructor will be called, then the object assign method, and in the object assign method we uh, explicitly called the display method. So I hope you understand what is the use of this keyword for the constructor. So this keyword will be used to refer the constructor of the class. Okay, so you can either refer the, you can even refer the default constructor. Let me do one thing, let me make it as this. Okay, so it will again give an error because we need to write the this keyword as a first line. Okay, first line of code, so we need to shift to it uh, before this is out. And let's understand now what it is saying. Recursive construction invocation. So now it is again, so we are going in a loop, so that's why it is not allowing, because now you are calling this here and this here as well, so it will be a continuous loop. So that's why it is not allowing. But let me remove this. Okay, so let me remove this. Now if you remove this, then you need to create an object of the one more object of parameterize, for parameterize to parameter constructor to be get called. So this is this is uh, this is check 2, let's say whatever message which will say. So let me, okay, an object 2. Okay, so now what will happen, when as we have created another object with the parameter, this parameterized constructor will get called, and this will then call the default constructor So first this default constructor message will be printed, then second this check2 will be printed, and then this display method message will be printed. Let's see what output we get now. See, so now as it is going to default parameterize constructor first, once it goes to parameterize constructor, this keyword is referring to the default constructor because there is no parameter. So this default constructor is executed first, then the sysout method from the parameterized constructor, then the display method. Okay, so this is how the flow will be for the execution. So as we seen in our earlier program, so real uses of this constructor call is this constructor call should be used to reuse the constructor from the constructor. Okay, so as we discussed that, as we seen that we can call a parameterized constructor from default constructor, or you can call even default constructor from the parameterized constructor, or vice versa. So that's the use of this keyword. Again, it maintains the chain between the constructors, so it is used for constructor chaining as we already discussed. But it it is also making sure that it should not go in an infinite loop, that you are calling default constructor from parameterized constructor, and you are calling parameterize the vice versa in both, like, so it will go an infinite loop. So that is not allowed. We also seen in the program while doing that. Okay, and we also seen one of the rule that call to this must be the first statement in constructor. Okay, so it is mandatory. Okay, the fourth usage of this keyword, the this keyword can also be passed as an argument in the method. When this can be passed as an argument? In event handling, or in a situation where we have to provide reference of a class to another one. Then it is used to reuse one object in many methods. So let's modify our existing code to understand the fourth usage of this keyword. So here in the existing code, what I have done, I have simply modified this call to display method with adding the parameter as this keyword is basically referring to the object of this keyword class. So this is how you need to modify the uh, method declaration as well to accept the object of the class. So now if you run it, so basically it is now, once the variables are initialized, the it is will this display method will print the values. So that's why with the object, once this is initialized, then it will print the values. And the fifth uses of this keyword is to call the constructor using this keyword. So basically passing this as a argument to the constructor call. So let's see one of the example. So again, in the existing this keyword class, what I have done, I have just created one more constructor which will accept the object of this keyword class. And to call this, what we need to do, we need to create an object, one more object with passing the reference as this, so that once this object is created, this will automatically call this constructor which is accepting the object of this keyword class. So but we need to create this object outside the main method, because this keyword cannot be used inside the static context. So that's why I have created this object in a display method itself. So let me run a code, and now it will print this message as well, that this is this the constructor which is accepting the reference of the class with this keyword. The sixth uses of this keyword. This keyword can be used to return current class instance. So how we can do it? We can return this keyword as a statement from the method. In such case, return type of the method must be the class type, that is non-primitive. So syntax of this that can be written as a statement would be like return type. Return type will be the class name, then the method name, and in the method statement, the last statement should be return this. So let's understand with modifying our existing program actually. So here in the code, what I have done, basically I have removed the constructor this call uh, just to make the program simple and easy to understand. Now what I'm doing here, I am returning the object of the this keyword class as a return type for this assign method. Okay, so when I call an assign method with the object, it is also assigning the values as well as returning the object again, so that this can be used to call another method, that is display method. And I also put the sysout to print the object reference in assign method as well as in display method, so it will show both the object references same. Okay, so let me run it again. So now if you see, it is showing correct. So if I create one more object, okay, so if I create one more object, let's say I have created one more object obj1, and I'm calling this setup again with changing the values. Let's say I have only changed the roll number, and now let me run it again. Sorry, I need to change the object here because otherwise it will call the same. Okay, now let's observe the code. Now if you see, for the first run the object reference is this one, so the same object reference is returned by this assign method and used to call the display method. Okay, while in the second run, as we have changed the object here, object 1, the object reference is changed for object 1, and which is used to call assign method, and same is written by that assign method and used to call the display method again, so the same object reference for display method. So this is how this returning the object reference using this keyword will work in Java. So that's all about this keyword in Java. So if you have any queries, concern, you can put me an email or you can write down in comment section as well. Thanks.